We have filmed countless periods of mechanical push cards. I don't know if you have seen the mechanical push card that can turn. I didn't expect the method of switching tracks. Can also seamlessly connect new products from EDC that are not as good as EDC. Sanfeng hurriedly came to see what was going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Muyu. EDC is a new brand, but the manager, Brother Pants. Everyone should not dream. The new products brought this time are also full of creativity. The so-called three peaks have the meaning of a triangular hurricane carrying the width, appearance. It looks like a rounded triangle of a guitar wave. The front is carved with 3 legs, golden cicadas. The carving process is very online. The details, all of them are exquisite. At the foot of the golden cicada is a mountain made of golden and blue. Holding a gold ingot, it was written on the top of his head. Of course, it is more like a mosquito. On the back, you can see that the 3 tracks have different sections. Dense and ultra-dense tracks. Forms a triangular circle. The push twist moves freely in the gap. That's the end of it. Appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. Although it is a straight triangle, it is very comfortable to hold. We wrap our index finger around one of the corners. The corresponding edge is a line with the thumb. Can be played as a direct push row. To switch tracks, just change the corner. All 3 tracks can be used for paragraphs, clear, silky and smooth, with moderate damping. Among them, there are ultra-dense branch tracks as well as terminal suction. The second is to decompress the way of playing. You can rotate the push row as if it were a Jilin B. The grip posture is exactly the same as playing Jilin B. Finally, the internal structure is also very innovative. The track version we see is actually modular. The future can be easily removed. The brand will also launch a new track module. Just change it directly. In order to push the new structure and prevent sneaking away, we won't dismantle it today, but they are all structures based on magnetic modularity. Therefore, it is very convenient to disassemble and assemble, and it can also be worn freely with a necklace. Before we switch tracks, in addition to changing the track plate, it is to translate the spring ball groove. Unexpectedly, this time it passes between the tracks. The triangular structure allows for seamless connection. It's really very innovative. The experience of playing also gave me a strong sense of freshness. I don't know if it hit your heart. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is staggered to help you choose to dial, please pay attention to it with one click. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. We have seen a lot of push cards in the high and low scales. I don't know if you have played the 3-tone scale push card. It happens to be the Dosomi 3-tone sound texture in the F key, and the sound texture is close to the music box. It really takes the sound of pushing the row to a new height. New products from a few EDCs. Chi Jin Ma hurriedly came to see what was going on. There are no niche hobbies, only late players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. Amu is about to celebrate the new year. I wish you all a happy new year in advance. However, this year's year of the horse is not usually the year of the red horse, which only occurs once every 60 years. It is also called the 5th year of Bing, and Bing belongs to the 5th of the Yang Fire Earth, corresponds to the zodiac horse, and the 5 elements belong to fire. A pattern of double fire superposition has been formed. Therefore, it is called the year of the fire horse or the year of the red horse, the year of Ganji every 60 years. Therefore, the year of the red horse only appears once every 60 years. In order to wish everyone the year of the horse, there are very few EDC this time. The horse year advanced to push the card and also put a lot of effort into it. The main body adopts the artistic style of a large leaf altar and a brass track with a horse. From the Tang horse, that is, the unique horse painting style of the Tang dynasty. There are many auspicious totem scribes on the horse's body, reflecting the grace and luxury of the Tang dynasty. Even today, it seems to be a vivid display of Chinese aesthetics. The wooden texture of the large leaf altar is also like fire. The burning material shape fits perfectly with the theme. That's the end of it. Appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. The push arrangement is mechanically pushed up with 9 tritonal scales in the key of F. Depending on the speed of pushing, the hearing sensation will also be different. If pushed down, there are 10 paragraphs that are 2 tonic scales, all formed up and down. The push will emit the beautiful notes of the big pig and the little pig rakugo plate. Also, if we want to switch the triple-double scale, just turn it over. In turn, pushing upwards is a two-tone scale. The push feels silky and smooth, and it is not stuck at all. The brass track overtones are obviously matched with the jingle sound of the appearance tuning. The combination with different scales is really like a music box, generally gives people the ultimate enjoyment of hearing. In short, this design, I am personally very satisfied. The theme fits perfectly with the appearance and material of this time. In addition, the plate of wood itself is also a great pleasure. Playing with the feel, the appearance and sound are all top-notch, and complement each other. As a national-style wooden pushcart, I can't put it down. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video clicks full blowjob help, please pay attention to it with one click. This is very important to me. See you next time. A unique 4-blade linkage top. From the new Manza jointly produced by Wang Wuluozi and Chima Keamaru. The pole linkage structure is completed by 4 8-balls and 4 steel balls. How did you do it? Hurry up and take a look. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the inspiration for Muwanzura's design. A semi-concrete design of the Bullet City map from Thanka. A 4-page structure and a square 9-story staircase are adopted. It goes straight to the sacred area in the center, and it is also perfectly expressed on the top. There is an 8 peacock blue balls at each corner. Not only as a decoration, it is also a mechanism that links the inner and outer circles, and is matched with the Xiao design of the lock. The overall three-dimensionality of the Euro is very strong. But my favorite is the ring of the inner ring. The design is narrow and thin, very advanced. And science fiction, that's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. There are many accessories for linkage tops, but Mangala's precision weights bring excellent balance. Ignore the death roll and still spin at high speed. We wave the outer ring to rotate the top, and the inner ring will gradually rotate. At this time, the outer circle is forced to stop, and the inner ring is rigid. It will also stop sharply due to the impact of 8-ball stops. But when we fluctuate, the inner and outer circles fluctuate together. At this time, the outer ring is forced to stop, and the inner ring is still rotating at high speed. And it brings a crisp jingling sound, which is very pleasant. Then if we use the clockwise plucking technique to pluck the top, after stopping the outer ring of B, change to the outer ring counterclockwise. Make the rotation direction of the inner and outer rings. On the contrary, the sound and feel are different. The jitter is also a bit greater than rotation in the same direction. So after talking about the gameplay, let's take a look at the linkage performance. We flip the inner and outer rings at the same time, then force the outer ring to stop, and then release the outer ring. You can see that the outer ring is driven by the inner ring to rotate itself. And it's getting faster. Next, we use the technique of bouncing waves clockwise. After the inner and outer circles forced the outer circle to stop, in the reverse fluctuation you can see that the inner ring also begins to slow down to a complete stop. Then rotate in the opposite direction the whole linkage. The performance is very silky. It can be seen that the inside and outside or the outside are very smooth and stable. Finally, the DMI aspect is also very rich, loaded with different beads. The effect of sound feedback will also be different. Up to 12 beads can be added, can increase the drag feel of fluctuations. It can also be matched with colors and shadows that suit you. I don't know that such a combination of Tibetan Buddhist elements. Manzara, who also has a sense of science fiction, has impressed you. I personally think the play experience is very good. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is used for the end of the day, please also subscribe to Sanlianjia's attention. This is very important to me. See you next time. Great War. The new Kuwu from that studio has been officially unveiled since last year. It's been almost 3 months now. Can be seen from the pre-sale data. This product has attracted a lot of attention. The voices of childbirth also came and went. The bitter house simply complained and waited. I was also bitter. I waited for 3 months. I finally got it today, so let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance of the wood kunai. It's a 1-to-1 kunai shape. As a small hidden weapon used by the Japanese, it also includes basic attack methods such as horizontal strikes and straight thribs. The first material is immortal steel plus PEI. The surface treatment of stainless steel is sandblasted PEI, which is the shape of polished arrows. Plus the polishing and transparent is like a huge gemstone, and the texture is very eye-catching. Except for the arrow part and the inside and outside of the gun bolt and ring, there are also two materials of contrasting color design. The overall look and feel are coordinated and complement each other. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. As a compound EDZ toy, there are 4 ways to play. The first is the push block on the push twist arrow. The mechanism can be pushed up and down, and you can feel the 6 paragraphs. The feel is crisp and neat, and the clear ding-jingle tuning is also very pleasant. The second is the gameplay of the bolt, which is a fluctuating rebound or lock release. The third type is a finger ring, which can be rubbed and played like a wheel arm. Can also be worn on the finger and rotated to play. Because of the long shape, each play is very comfortable to hold. Of course, the coolest way to play is necessarily the fancy gameplay of the paper. We changed the ring with the bolt lock to silky mode. There is no paragraph feedback. I said. Okay, teach you a few simple ways to play, which is actually very easy to get started. First we get used to the rotation and then the other way around, including facing down. Okay, the second step, when we just rotated, you see my hands keep drawing circles, right? Like this, but when playing fancy you will find, hey, it seems like my hands don't turn like that, right? He seems to have completed all of this by himself. Such a state is very cool. How do we say that we don't move our hands and let him turn by himself? Then we mainly rely on this middle finger. For example, when we move forward like this, we use our middle finger to exert force on it. Post it. Let's practice like this. Feel how this middle finger tunes it up. And then the reverse is the same. After we passed, use your middle finger to push it back. Use the middle finger. Lift it back. In this case, we can basically play with it with this finger. It was played between applause. Okay, then in the future, after we all learn, the thumb and middle finger cooperate, and the middle finger hits over. The thumb hits back, and the middle finger hits back. Let's learn another, okay? Then these 2 tricks are enough. One is that we rotate, and then there is this one that fluctuates back and forth. Then these 2 actions add up and cooperate. We can achieve all kinds of cool poses. Simple teaching. For example, if we first move it forward with our middle finger, then make a circle back with your middle finger. You see that the first half of the circle goes back and forth. Half a turn, a half circle, and a half circle. Let's learn this first. Let's come to this first. Let's take this first. Then we move our thumb to the right. What he learned just now is the same thumb block. Then turn it back and you're good to go. It's that simple. Fight out and stand back. Then we turn our wrists 1 or 2 times, a couple of turns, 1 or 2 turns, you see. Isn't it handsome? And then we continue to fight until we got here. Aren't we drill punches? When we don't drill our fists back, the middle finger blocks. We continue to dial forward. Do the first action again. So what does this become? It became like this, right? Then our actions become more complicated. Let's start with a first half lap and a lap later. Then hit it again. Then turn twice more and come back again, right? Then we can continue to add movements. Then when we turn back like this, we cannot turn or finish. When we turn back, use our thumbs to stop it. Then we swipe right and go back in circles, and that's what it becomes. Then this action is obviously a little more complicated. This set is also very beautiful after it is done. It's actually very simple. In fact, we can also trigger a "een" error here. We throw time forward, can be triggered, and it can be thrown out. We can hear a tuning fork sound okay. Then we trigger the tuning fork and then do a set like this. Then push it back with your palm to continue with another tuning fork trigger. Then we can trigger the recall. Trigger retraction. Trigger the retraction to play with this tuning fork over and over again. I don't know if everyone has learned to be okay. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the selection of characters for video movies is helpful, please also pay attention to it with 1 click and 3 consecutive clicks. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Modularity from the joint production of Siki DC and Do Not Utility Studio. The Fidget Spinner Biscuit magnetic module is convenient for DIY. Let's take a look at what's going on. Matter. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the first review video of Mu Kainyan. Here I wish you all a happy new year. The appearance of a cookie is the appearance of a cookie. There is a soda cracker on each side. In the middle is cream and fresh, which looks very delicious. This is the second in a series of toys from the Siki DC and Do Not Use Studio Pragmatic series. The first one should be dorayaki. I don't know if the next one can be a donkey rolling. Speaking of the appearance of biscuits, there are a total of 6 materials. They are stainless steel, titanium alloy, and hook alloy. The Purple Boy PEI and Peak Soda biscuits and cream fillings are magnetic in their shells, plus 3 parts of locking. You can replace any of the 6 starter materials. For example, we can put the patch of the alloy on the blade of the PI, and with a copper lock, or put the titanium alloy patch on the blade of the alloy, and a PI lock, or place the PI patch on the subcopper blade, and a titanium alloy lock, or put the copper patch on the titanium alloy blade. With a lock with a high alloy, it looks very meaningful. The freshly polished side treatment is also very eye-catching. We can see that the wavy lines on the edges of the soda crackers are dense. This is a meticulous job for polishing handicraft masters, including the small fork in the middle to lock. If you check the bumpy place, if the polishing is not in place, then the overall texture will be greatly reduced. Why has this video been introduced for so long in terms of appearance? Because this spinning top is just playing with a look and performance. Because the complex design of the module is not easy to match the screen, it is a bit shaky. If you are a fancy player who jumps paper and throws streets, it is not recommended. But as I said just now, this spinning top is very high in terms of refinement in appearance. If you happen to like the food series, or the loyal Yongdun with fresh soda, then it is highly recommended that you start with this look-to-look workmanship with double online fingertip Toto OK. So the above is all about this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is a bit over, I help. Please also subscribe to Sanliangia. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Listening to the sound, everyone thinks this is a spring bead or a buckball. In fact, it is not one. I think it is the push card of the King Bomb at the end of the year from the Rebirth EDC's first CNC product, Heavy Silver. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a Heavy Silver wood. The appearance is very thin and light, although it is not the thinnest in the circle, but it is also the first echelon. The material is Peak Plus alloy. The front is too colorfully carved, and the back of a cicada is engraved with the logo of Rebirth. The appearance is introduced here. Hurry up and take a look at the gameplay of pushing cards as magnetic pushing cards. But it doesn't take 8 balls. 2 steel balls can make a crisp cry like a cicada, and it's not noisy, and the voice is very meaningful. Uncle Chenner doesn't have to buy a mirror piece in winter. Just rub this worm silver. Definitely enough to be faced. It's really like holding this worm jar in your hand. "10 push up and down, 8 sections of total distance. 16 paragraphs. There is an end impact at the end of both ends, and the impact feeling is very obvious. And the sound is very restrained in the overall formation of the push row. There is no obvious sense of seismic defense. There is also no big sound. Everything is just right. The internal structure is also very powerful. It will not be a brand that is good at structuring magnetic structure without screws, but it will not disintegrate. There is a line on the inside of the push. We engrave lines on its edges. It rises when pressed. The lower row is a long magnet. The upper row is a short magnet. 2 track grooves. Each has a steel ball. Because the steel ball itself also has some magnetism, so it will be attracted to the magnet in the middle. Gently stick to the edge of the track. When pushing, it is not pulled by magnetic force, but is arranged in the upper position. It is here that the 2-channel steel balls are carried up and down. When it comes to the end, the round magnet is set for the feel of the end sucking. But when it hits it, there is also a mechanism. If we push the steel ball directly to the end, there will be a suction sensation, but it doesn't produce a sense of impact. The source of the impact sensation is that after the steel ball is released from the control of the long magnet, will be captured by a short magnet. It is then captured by a circular magnet. The trajectory of the steel ball is one up and down, forms a very clever distance control for end impacts. It is said that it has been lit up countless times for this feel. Although I cannot represent the preferences of all players, but this push card definitely conquered me. Thin and insensitive, pushing for a long time is not tired. I actually have a lot of friends who play in famous groups. I can play myself. I can't wait to use this pusher to tease my friends and let them guess. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is for your copying decision and help, please pay attention to it with one click. This is very important to me. See you next time. Another 8-9-way push card was born. Before the joy of new products from Holo EDC appeared on the video of the Beijing exhibition and the Shenzhen exhibition, I finally got it today, so let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only late players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Shi, engraving the surface of pig material. There are many smiley face designs that are relaxing and enjoyable. The platoon is exactly as the name suggests. Every little expression gives people a very happy feeling. The logo size of Holo with a smiley face on the back. In the push card, the player who is considered the middle and upper class will be very cool to push. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The push row is a magnetic one-way straight push, and there is no so-called paragraph concept. One way will feel 6 feedback. Why is there no paragraph concept when the main hit is 12 times back and forth? This also depends on the internal structure of the push row. When we open the patch, we can see that there are 2 slots in the push row. An 8-gram ball on one side. During the push, the buck ball jumps left and right in the groove alternately. When pushing, it was as if there was a villain punching in the push card. Shock sensation. It's left and right. Very cute. Teacher Han is really united for the people. This feeling is a bit like the Horse Boy released a while ago. It also uses hairy magnets to make the 8 balls move with a specific trajectory. Also left and right, not to mention that these 2 feel are really a bit similar. It's just that one is pushing and twisting. One is pushing the platoon. If you happen to like the structure of the horse, but I don't like to push and twist, then you can pay attention to Holo's Joy too. They are all very good magnetic toys. In addition, it is actually a spring bead with a mechanical track. Horizontal arrangement gives a dense feel. Because it was a sample, I didn't get the accessories. There is no way to show it. And I also recommend the magnetic mode even more. Ma Zai's video, I also recommend the left and right horizontal jump of the magnetic mode, or it is the effect of left and right. It's really fun. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is finished copying you, help to please pay attention to everything. This is very important to me. See you next time. An artifact for fishing at work is very silent. Also QQ Bullet from Mozhan EDC's new product Silence is also as the name suggests. I heard that depending on the configuration change, 3 effects can also be achieved. Then let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I have a wooden silent appearance. Fangfang Zheng has no embellishment except for the print. Personally, I think since it's minimalist, it's better to just remove the print. Forget it, it looks like it should be even higher. Then the appearance is over, let's take a look at the gameplay. Push row is a way to mechanically push and rebound. Rail. The channel is very small and the beads are the smallest size. It brings a very dense feel. And the sound is super quiet, almost negligible. In terms of springs, in order to silence the feel and make it lighter, so it's hard to count the number of paragraphs by touch. On the contrary, it feels amazing. It's like pinching a cookie. The rebound gameplay is completed using the principle of long magnet attraction. Whether it's pushing up or down, let go and bounce back. If we use the long spring in the accessory package to increase the damping, can also achieve the effect of manual rebound. And the effect of not rebounding at all. There are still a lot of patterns, so let's take a look at the internal structure in the end. Push the push row out and press down to separate it, because it is a structure that attracts magnetism. Do not press when pushing at the same time, otherwise it will disintegrate. After opening, we will find that, in fact, the upper and lower pieces are exactly the same. The spring holes, track grooves, line guard grooves, and line guard beads are all at a glance. This tuning is pretty good, to be honest. Effortlessly, pushing for a long time is not tired. I don't know about such a super silent office fishing artifact. What do you think? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for your selection, it will help. Please also subscribe to Sanliangia's attention. This is very important to me. See you next time. This year is really a big year for mechanical linkage of 8 balls. At the end of the year, another linkage structure push card caught my eye. New product resonance from Chunyu EDC. What new tricks have been played and how is it different from other linkage structures? Let's take a look at it together. There are no niche hobbies, only late players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance line of the wood resonance. Minimalist, but it seems low-key, but it is actually full of details. In other words, PI material still has to be polished, and the brighter the better. And the front and back sides can be seen full of horizontal stripe friction. Very strong, not slippery at all. Hands. The size is very reasonable. The slender figure is as wide as the thumb. It is very comfortable to hold. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The push row is a direct push and push row machine that mechanically links 8 balls. Some of the transitions between paragraphs are used for dual track design. Very round, high and low at the same time. You can also feel the silky push of the paragraph is clear and the resistance is moderate. It feels like it doesn't skip a paragraph. An anchor magnet in the middle of the upper row links the 8 balls on the back. And the most noteworthy thing is the design of the 8-ball track this time. It is also the core highlight of this product. The track groove is very rounded, and the slope is not large. One slot is equivalent to 2 machines. Distance of track groove. Therefore, the beating of the buckball is not stiff but very smooth. At the same time, because of the long slot distance, every time it hits, it will wander back and forth in the smooth slope. On the contrary, it is enhanced. Especially the sound performance is also buzzing. A sound very long. These are highlights that have not been seen in the previous linkage push. Reasonable slot arrangement allows the mechanical part to cooperate. The picture is a mechanical and magnetic force alternating feedback. It is playing the linkage to a new level. Of course, we can also play the magnetic part independently, or play with the mechanical part independently. The feedback is obvious. At the same time, the smooth 4 flowers are the most advantageous part of this push card. In addition, the modular design of loose rope holes has been added. You can add loose ropes depending on whether you want to add loose ropes. The knife pens to decide whether to install this accessory or not, and remove it when not in use. It also has no effect on the overall shape. If you don't tie loose ropes, you can also hang a necklace at ordinary times. It is also a good choice to wear it as a pendant. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video can choose the rhythm, help to ask for a paragraph to help everyone pay attention. This is very important to me. See you next time. The steel bone of the plaything. It can be said that it is one of the products that is enough to be on the list of popular Who toys in 2025. And the supporting half-life bone intact is even more handsome and terrifying. But when I saw it for the first time as a player, although I thought it was very handsome, but I don't know how to play. What about this video? I will introduce this product in detail from the perspective of play. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a complete set of wood and steel drums. It is actually composed of 4 parts. They are K-row steel drums, a glance at the machine and the ring, magnetic rotor semi-bones and magnetic rotor iron eggs. However, the iron egg can actually be replaced with a here. The art theme of this product is mechanical life or cyber-biotechnology. The set in my hand is made of all-titanium alloy. Lightweight and strong texture, the CD pattern of each part is very uniform, and the combination of toys is to this extent. It's really surprising. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The most common holding position is to insert the index finger into the mechanical ring. We can play with it as a claw knife. At the same time, it is also convenient for the thumb to play with the push. Some rotor parts can also be taken into account. However, it is mainly a holding posture based on playing with mechanical rings and pushing rows. The second type is to hold the rigid bone push row. Play with mechanical rotors and magnetic rotors, play on them. The following is a more casual way to play. The third is the holding posture of inserting the little finger into the mechanical ring, mainly to play with the rotor. The iron egg is actually a magnetic rotor, but the magnetic force is relatively weak. You can play it as a spinning top. When you stop at the end, it will have the effect of installing it. This is also my usual posture. In this state, you can also take into account the play to the push row. But the other two places can't be played and the grip is up. Quite the opposite. However, there is a little trick when the third holding position is converted to the first one. We pinch this rotor, and as soon as we let go, the whole toy is reversed. Just put on your index finger to switch modes for 1 second. I think the above 3 ways to play are interesting enough. Coupled with a Half-Life-like and handsome appearance, it has become a decompression artifact for my recent outing armband. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for you to choose a role, please also follow it with 1 click. This is very important to me. I am Moo. See you next time. A sense of technology is full, but in fact, technology products that have been eliminated more than 20 years ago. Now it has returned to everyone's field of vision with a sense of science and technology. Constantly attacked by memories that should have died, he was a floppy disk of a computer. But it seems that the island country workplace is still using this kind of ancient equipment from Pangolin EDC's new product Shanxi Y2Desk 2000, although it cannot store files. But it's very interesting. Let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Qianxi, and the appearance is like a floppy disk. But the cyber flavor is very strong. There is a vintage, dilapidated aesthetic. It's like looking at the Matrix now. The high-end equipment in it was very futuristic. But in fact, it was limited by the imagination of the time. The movie still uses the kind of display with a CRT picture tube. But this visual style is retro and dilapidated. Aesthetics can be said to be a fake boss wearing clothes, a fake boss, and there is still something about wearing clothes. Isn't it just a solid surface with PI sandblasting? The looming internal structure are very much in line with this art style. Can be seen that it is indeed a play. Fanner. That's what I said. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. As a compound toy, it has 4 ways to play. Let's say one by one that the first one is the Gian arm in the middle. We can rotate and play the high and low scale tracks in our hands, which is very pleasant. The second is a top-like gameplay. We pinch the lock in the middle, rotate like a spinning top, and you can feel the silky smoothness and decompression of the mechanical track. The third is the mechanical track module on the side, mechanical track paragraph 17. It is also a high and low scale sound, and the paragraph is clear in the ding-ding blockade. The fourth is the magnetic push and row module for paragraphs. The 4 scale changes, each sound is different, very pleasant. Finally, let's talk about the holding method. My personal habit is to push the Jilin arm upwards to push the module. Use your thumb and index finger alternately to play on one side of the game. The other hand can be rubbed directly in turn. The 3 ways of playing the Jiran arm are seamlessly connected. The second is head up. We can play with the spinning top's rotating push module at any time. We can push with push and twist, and the 3 ways of playing are seamlessly connected at this time. In fact, compound toys are just how you want to play. You can hold it according to your own habits. I don't know if this small disc has hit your aesthetics and preferences? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for your choice, please like and follow it with one click. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Mechanical push card linkage magnetic rotor push card. We have taken a video. However, it is rare for a gyroscope to link a magnetic rotor. Although the subwoofer from the Aggressive EDC is not a new product. But the Shanghai exhibition was limited to 4 pieces in one go, and I got it today. Hurry up and see what's going on. There is no hobby of Shaozhong, only players from the pool. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Subwoofer Euro as the name suggests. It's really like a big stereo. In the middle is a lock and on both sides is a rotor, linked to each other. The appearance is square, but it is very rounded. The 2-page shape is symmetrically arranged, and the 4 exhibition rings are limited to high alloy. The main body is equipped with a main patch of titanium alloy anode color carving. Rotor patches are different. There are brass, copper, Gao Kai and titanium horse are each very beautiful, and compared to the shape of the regular rotor, it has become more handsome. After talking about the appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. In fact, before talking about the gameplay, you have to understand the internal structure. There are 2 magnets on the rotor, one N class and one S class, which are mutually exclusive. There are 4 bead grooves inside which can hold 8 balls or steel balls. Yes, it's okay to put nothing away. Put everything. Let's take a look at the effects in turn. A rotor that doesn't put anything. It's idling. We turn the top. Can drive the rotor to rotate. There may be a slight attraction between the magnetic force of the rotor and the bearing. It can also promote linkage, and after stopping the top, the rotor still rotates at high speed. If you don't want to play with the spinning top, you can also play this rotor alone, which is quite decompressive. The next step is to put in stainless steel beads, which are not obvious when watching the video. But there is a difference in the feel, that is, the feeling of entering the bead top. The feel will be richer. There will also be a magnetic linkage effect. The same rotation of the spinning top can be linked. If you put 8 balls in it, it's different. The magnetic rotor and the 8 balls interact with each other. Jump is generated when rotating. Brings a vibrating feel. It's like the vibration of a subwoofer when it plays music. After the rotation ends, there will be a tremor. It is also interesting to play with the magnetic rotor alone. If you fill all 4 pig troughs inside, that is, put 2 8 balls. If you put 2 more steel pigs, then after the top is forced to stop, the magnetic rotor will also stop quickly, and the tremor effect at the end will directly appear. Interesting appearance, innovative structure, and strong DIY attributes of the sound cannon. Will it be your next top? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video selects a character for you, it is very important to help love already participate in the attention. I am Wood. See you next time. There are many asymmetrical spinning tops around them with different shapes and they all look good. But the year of the horse must have some themes limited to the year of the horse. New products from SICK EDCs are lucky. What is the magic of the horseshoe? An ancient symbol of luck. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Ma Horseshoe, as a symbol of luck. It dates back to England in the 10th century. Hang the horseshoe decoration from the door. The opening is upward, symbolizing galloping and success. It is also believed to be able to resist the infiltration of demonic marrow for the time after it. It is also widely used and disseminated. To this day, cowboys will also use horseshoes to make amulets to increase their luck points and increase your courage and confidence during the cowboys matchup. The hollow part on the horseshoe spinning top is actually a patch groove. In the future, various engraving patches or special material patches will be released. You can choose according to your preferences. Different patches to decorate this new military uniform. There can be good lucks directly above, and there are some recessed embellishments on the sides. The appearance of the finished story Let's take a look at the performance of the lock diameter of 24.5 millimeters. The body diameter is 44.3 millimeters. There are a total of 6 materials for the first release, and the one in my hand is a titanium alloy concave team lock. It is convenient to hold the chamfer, and part of it is to stop the groove. The focus of increasing the fluctuation is very comfortable to fluctuate. Although it is an asymmetrical top, it is also very stable. You can easily carry the death roll. The asymmetrical weight distribution will bring a different feel. Said, not very up, in short, very special. In addition, the top also gives a horseshoe-shaped extraction bag, using Italian top zerage handmade leather goods. It is used as a leather mat. It is also very textured. I don't know that such a unique shape is also unique in the first edition. Will the fidget spinner become your lucky suit for the year of the horse? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for content and pacing, please pay attention to the previous 3 consecutive times. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. The world's smallest mechanical push row. The beans have grown. New from ZZDC. Before Dojia. The beans are too small to make a lot of track feel. Try using an enlarged auga to achieve more feel. And the squeaky track that took the lead. It gave me a lot of shock and clean to see what was going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who hold people. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Moo. I got a sample at the Shanghai EDC Toy Exhibition 2 days ago. To this day, I have been playing with it in my hand. During the 2 days of the exhibition, I also tried it out for my friends around me. Everyone unanimously praised. The Suma's current flu is really exciting. The appearance continues, except for a lot of enlargement. There is no change. The PI patch on the front is the track plate, and there is a slash on the back. Anti-slip pattern and the ZEC logo. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Simple mechanical direct push ultra dense. The top of the straight track has the feel of the track made of PI material at the end. It is very brittle, very suitable for this kind of rail. Spring is stiff. The damping feeling is very strong when pushed, but it doesn't cut. High track with hard yellow, plus ultra dense formula. What you get is the ultimate sense of electric current. This is what I played. The best push card that has been tuned to this feel. There is no one. The short frequency and dense tremor feedback is really comfortable. The structure is a conventional design of double track and double pig trough. The 3 pig body pillars seem to be a mediocre push row, but it is really surprising that the sense of Suma is taken to the extreme. When it was quiet these days, I never left my hand to poke the moment I took the video. I'm still not tired of playing. I really hope everyone can get started. Experience it. He is really different. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is useful for you, it will be particularly helpful. Please pay attention to Sanlian. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. A circle of structure. The Little Prince Laogua has a new product. The new Cloud Ghost from the EDC. The Shanghai exhibition is ongoing. Today I got the exhibition limited version of the Cloud Ghost. I hurriedly shot a video at the hotel. Yes, I brought the light box over. Please put the public screen on the prison film. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Yungui's exhibition. The limited edition is limited to 200 pieces, and is made of titanium alloy. The black-plated body is topped with titanium alloy internship patch. The SMS has the English name Cloud on it. The slash anti-slip texture is printed on the side with the words 2026 Shanghai and EDC Show. There is a Matrix EDC logo on the back. After talking about the appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. The gameplay is simple. 40 paragraphs are mechanically pushed directly. The factory configuration is one-way full forming. It can also be DIY to 20 sections at the top and bottom, forming a medium length. But the number of paragraphs is very large. Can be seen that it is a super dense feel. Lao Gua has always been structurally innovative. But how did you come up with an ordinary mechanical direct push this time? There are no polyscales, no multi-track switching, there is no linkage either. It doesn't look like Lao Gua's style. If you think so, you are very wrong. Let's take it apart and open the patch. Unscrew the screws to disassemble the push row. At this point, we can see that. A device that acts as a gland. It is not the glandular column and glandular groove. It is a spring bead groove. The spring ball groove itself is made into a slider. Continue dismantling. We can see that. The structure of the cloud rail push row adopts a new and more complex bearing rowing structure. Replace the traditional push row structure such as Teperon T-shaped grass with 6 bearings. Upgrade the sliding friction thoroughly. For the sake of rolling rubbing genius. Husband. I said how to push up the amount of minerals is not smooth at all. At the same time, it is extremely tight. Thanks for watching. In addition, an additional track plate is also given for exhibition restrictions, which can be replaced by yourself. I don't know such a new logic of mechanical pushing. Do you want to try it? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is selected to help with the rhythm, please also subscribe to Sanlianjia's attention. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. BYBWD6. The push card of the mechanical rail linkage magnetic slider is one of my favorite categories. Therefore, today I will introduce you to a new happy EDC. The new product Spicy Strips produced is a new brand founded by the manager of Hollow EDC. Hurry up and see what's going on. There is no hobby of small bells, only players who eat it. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a wood wax strip. The appearance is an oval long strip. The front is carved with a snake-shaped pattern. This snake-shaped pattern is actually a letter. The following EOJOY is the heart matter, happy and complete English name. A logo design that integrates your own brand name and the name of the push card. The overall shape is relatively simple, without too many chamfers or ravines. A simple look. But through the translucent PI material, seeing that the interior is still very rich. It shows that its gameplay is not just about gameplay. The palm configuration is a mechanical track with a linkage slider. Through the shell, you can vaguely see that there is a slider inside. If it weren't for the 2 magnets, it would not be easy to find that the slider material is also leather. The slider and the mechanical track are reversed. We will push the row up slider and jump down in reverse. And vice versa. Using the principle of magnet repulsion, the anchor point magnet is in the upper row. The center of the slider is pushed up to the position of the slider magnet. The magnet will escape in reverse because of the repulsion. Push down to the slider, and the magnet position will be mutually exclusive again. Reverse escape slider length and magnet position. Precise measurements should be proofed many times. What effect does this have? Different from the previous end impact, there will be a second impact when pushing the platoon to the right. That is, the end impact plus the reversion impact. You can feel the impact twice back and forth, enriching the feel experience. The mechanical part pushes up 14 paragraphs and pushes down 14 paragraphs, for a total of 28 paragraphs. Dense feel as long as you don't push to the end. The slider linkage will not be triggered. It is possible to experience purely mechanical passages. In addition to linking sliders, you can also link 8 balls. We take the slider out, put an 8 ball in the slider slot. You can switch to the linkage mode of 8 balls, because on the center post of Teflon, 8 balls were specially made. Therefore, whether we push up or down, you can feel the 2-stage bounce of the sphere, which is a small idea. The feel will be very rich. I don't know that such a model seems simple, but it is actually very thoughtful. Little spicy strips, are players willing to try them? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video clicks the most referenced help. It is very important for me to pay attention to the videos that are also suggested. I am Wood, see you next time. I haven't opened the spinning top for a long time, but this cute little public accommodation top is still a bit interesting. New from Stable EDC. What outrageous gameplay does Who Beetle have? Follow up to see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who hold people. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a wood tiger beetle, and its appearance resembles the upper jaw of a crustacean insect of the order Nerupera. That is, the big pincers on the head of the warped bug. And the round design is more like two battle axes, and the overall shape is full of combat sense. But it's a little cute, and it belongs to the type of breast. At the same time, it is also a beaded spinning top. There are 2 bead grooves on the blades. 8mm beads can be inserted. How about matching your favorite colors? It can bring a double improvement to the feel and appearance. After talking about the appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. The attack speed of the performance toe is very high, because all the weight is concentrated on the periphery. Open. For locks, we can see, in the middle is the ultimate concave molding, and the central area has little weight. The lock is made of very light PI material. Therefore, the weight of the stainless steel blades is concentrated in the outer ring. Centrifugal force is enhanced, thus increasing the attack speed effect. Just need to fluctuate gently. Can rotate at high speeds. There is a hole in the middle of the opponent. Such a design can be used not only to hang necklaces. You can also add the sound effect of rotation to make the rotation full of violence. It gives people the feeling that although they are not big, I am not easy to mess with. And in addition to the rotational speed, it also has a more ruthless gameplay. The wheels roll and rotate vertically to open when placed on the table. If we rotate laterally and throw it on the table, it can also have such an effect. In the later stage, the Tiger Beetle will also update the protruding lock. In this way, you can play directly on the table like a hand and face spinning top. If it just so happens that your friend also has this top, then you can also use it as 2 battle tops to kill together. In short, the gameplay is very outrageous. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video here is helpful, please also subscribe to the follow. Everyone, I am Shangxiongya. I am Mu. See you next time. For types of gameplay, each category has 3 configurations of 34,112 types of feels. It was well received as soon as it was released, and today ushered in its new version. What is the difference between the Chenji Pro from Matrix EBC with Pro and without Pro? Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only late players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance of the Wood Chicken Pro, and I think it is more complicated than the Thousand Chicken. Cyber armor has a greater sense of power. This angular tough style. Inheriting Laogua's straight male romance. The slider is printed with the logo of Matrix EDC, and the back is linked by the previous linkage. The slider was changed to a closed type like a shield. In this way, the sliders are linked. Finally, I stopped beating, and finally I didn't have to put on a nylon shell anymore. But this time there is an extra paper ring accessory. Just screw it on. You can add or not. Personally, I think, don't add a loose rope. The knife drop is enough to loosen the rope hole is reserved. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. First of all, it is worth mentioning that this time a mechanical track has been added. The sound is very ding. Although the jingle sound is very loud, the feel is not obvious. When I first got the toy, I didn't even notice that it had mechanical tracks. It may be a preconceived notion. After all, Chenji is a magnetic toy. I think the decision to weaken mechanical feedback is just right. There is no noise. If this is the first time you see this toy, it's easy to mistake it for a mechanical push with end impact. In fact, veteran players know that this is the exact opposite. Strength gameplay is the true essence of Tianji. Among the many ways to play, I think the most soulful thing is the linkage slider of the factory configuration. The linkage slider inside the main slider pushing up and down will also follow the main slider. Moving up and down in the opposite direction, trembling when stopped, it gives a jelly-like feel. The DIY aspect is also familiar to old players. There are 4 ways to play as shown in the figure. There are 3 configurations of each, so you can try your favorite one on your own. If you are a veteran player, these feels should have cleared the familiar path. What if you are a new player? Just like opening a blind box, it is left for you to explore 1,000 opportunities. As the name suggests, now everyone has seen it. Mechanical ding-ding is the least important part of this pusher. However, compared to the previous generation, the mechanical track enriches the feel and hearing a little. The multiple enjoyment is also very good. This Pro upgrade shows that Laogua is very attentive. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is this point of choice, accept help to suggest participation in the follow. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Rotor Euro is one of my favorite categories. You don't need to pinch and hold it in your hand with 2 fingers, you can also feel the rotation of the top. It gives the palm a slight vibration and a smooth experience of metal flowing in the hand. The new product Langlangua from Ryan EDC. The small volume is actually stuffed into the linkage structure. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EBC's Toy Sharing. I am Moo. Although it seems that the gameplay is very similar to the previous generation of Immortal Flowers, but in fact there is still a big difference. The appearance is smaller in size and more exquisite in shape. And there is a wavy texture on the side of the cute love. No matter which angle you look at, it's full of action. Because it is a linkage rotor top, the inner rotor has 2 shapes. It echoes the outer circle, in the same wave texture, with some tough feeling. Further inward is the linkage rotor. It's back to PI. The swirl texture that echoes the outer ring. The inner and outer matching circle by circle. There is a feeling of softness and rigidity, and the center of the vortex is the lock of the top. Like a wave on the water. On the other hand, on the back you can see the wave lock at the bottom and the mechanical track that reveals through the inside. Tell everyone at a glance that it is not only a linkage top. There are many more ways to play. Okay, that's the end of the look. Let's take a look at the gameplay. There are 3 ways to play. We said one by one that the first one is the linkage rotor. When we toggle the top, we will see the linkage rotor rotate together. After forcing the spinning top to stop, the linkage rotor will also slowly stop. The reverse linkage is also very sensitive. It will slowly stop and turn in the opposite direction, silky and smooth to the touch. It is also comfortable to hold in your hand. At the same time, it also satisfies the visual enjoyment. The second is the gameplay of the Jilin arm. We unscrew the lock. The addition of springs and beads forms the structure of the mechanical rotor arm. The sound is crisp and pleasant, and the damping is moderate without skipping sections. If it turns fast, the rotor will also be linked. The third is the bead play. We fill the stainless steel beads into 4 bead slots. After rotation, there is a sound of beading. In the Euro mode of linkage rotor, the sound is added. "23 Years of Preserved Flowers" is the first video of my channel. In the past 3 years, more than 160 issues of EDC toys have been filmed. And today my favorite product has iterated and a new style. There is nothing more pleasing than that. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is for your purchase, it is to help, please pay attention to it with 1 click. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Today is the last video of the Thrill series produced by Proxy Agent EDC. Very emotional. After the Thrill, Ironwood, Fangs. After the Dragon's Spine, the last piece of the series, the Puzzle Python, finally arrived. If you haven't seen the previous video, you can make up for it. So what is the utopia formed after the combination of the 5 toys this time? Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who hold people. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a wooden python. It is the part of the gun head. Just pull the sole backwards. It can automatically eject upwards to open. Form a handsome gameplay similar to shell throwing. Most of the general Q-shaped EDC toys are scaled-down versions. But after the 5 independent toys of Utopia, in the end, a 1:1 Q-shaped whimsical work was formed in his hand. Very feeling. Coupled with a full sense of cyber, it makes people float to the end. So let's take this video to review the gameplay of each part. Then let's talk about the combination of gameplay. The first is that the soul of the machine is an independent push card. It has a very good multiple feel, namely the magnetic part, the charged ejection part, rebounds part, and the mechanical section part of the pushback. Then there is the Iron Curtain as an independent double push toy with tuning forks. There is a very melodious tuning fork sound with every push. The part that is a grip is very handy too. The fangs are the connection between the soul and the ironwood. As the trigger part of the final form of Utopia, similar to the unique way of loading the Winchester line shotgun. Furthermore, the dragon spine serves as a standalone crowbar. It is also a utopian gun body decoration, adding a very novel gameplay structure. Using magnet wings, fluctuating gameplay is realized. Finally, there is today's giant python. In fact, it can also be played with independently with a nylon ring accessory, because it is the part of the gun head. So when we hold it, our hands can't reach here. Therefore, the linkage structure is exquisitely chosen in the gameplay. The reason why I didn't choose a complex gameplay is because we really can't reach here. Each part is a good toy to play with individually. It is also very well considered. The overall playing logic is very exquisite. The design and production of the entire product line took 2 years. I am also very emotional. You can follow this series of videos from beginning to end in the past 2 years. Thank you all players for being able to accompany me to this point. It can combine independent toys into a 1:1 pistol. I think this idea is really great. Okay, so the above is all about this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful to your signal roll, love is still according to your attention. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. At last year's Shanghai exhibition, YDC brought samples of new toys. It was also the first time I saw Geely pushcards. And after a year, this year's Shanghai exhibition has not yet started, but I received the limited edition of the exhibition in advance. In addition to pushing the card to the cloud, the ring has also launched a new look. Then let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am 2 old products of Mu YEDC's family, this time ushered in a new limited appearance. Let's take a look at the push row first. Compared with the ordinary model, although the gameplay structure is the same, but the bad appearance is not a star and a half, focusing on a noble temperament. The main body of the push row is inlaid with 4 types of patches on the front of ice crystal titanium, namely copper code, titanium code, high alloy, polished, blackened and ice crystal titanium vacuum. The 18K gold back is inlaid with 5 patches. They are copper codes, titanium code and 3 ice crystal titanium vacuum degrees. Gold. The lineup is very luxurious, and the matching complements each other, show the design style and push the arrangement. We can see that. There are 6 screws on the side of the magnet, which serve as a fixing function for the gold-plated patch on the back. Unscrew the screws to remove the patch in its entirety. The patch is not directly glued to fix. It should be left with DIY space. More patches will be launched later for self-matching gameplay. It is a direct push for magnetism, and there are 11 magnets inlaid inside. Total time paragraph. All magnets are fixed, therefore there is no feeling of beating in the hand or the rustle is replaced by a clear paragraph. Feedback. Because the magnet size is relatively small, therefore the dense arrangement gives people a feeling of mechanical pushing. This is also a major design highlight of this push row. Simulate the feel of the robot with magnetism. Then let's take a look at the turning clouds. This time, the skin name is called the fingertip of the Paris ring, which has 3 circles on the outer ring. The flagship model of Paris nail and duping lighter. The same shape is luxurious. After all, a lighter in the capital is called 14,000 yuan. In fact, this kind of decoration comes from the classical architecture and clock art of Paris. It is arranged in a pyramidal grid. The material is made of a gently rotating outer ring of the alloy. The magnetic structure provides a well-balanced and delicate damping feeling. Is the highlight of this product. Last year's exhibition of Lux co-branded to the cloud. I think it is already the peak of appearance. I didn't expect to go to the next level this year. I wonder if these 2 toys are your reason to queue up at next month's show? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for your purchasing decisions, you can also ask for 3 consecutive attention. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. A small shark-shaped push card. A new red bean shark from Fidget. It is said that each push card is Carpenter's master, hand-carved and integrated, and they are all old materials. Not only can they be pushed but also plated. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat cancer. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance of Mu Hongbean Paste. It's like a shark, clumsy. Very cute. 2 round eyes with a shining divine fish. The eel fins are also inlaid with brass. Although the shape is not complicated. But the tail is very delicate and the rope hole is designed. It can be used as a necklace to wear a wooden push card. Most of them are ancient. This time I made a cute theme. It does have a unique flavor. There are 4 materials in total. They are Wangwali and purple oil pear. Black walnut ebony. The total number of 4 materials is limited to 175 pieces. At first, the number of yellow pears and purple oil pears was very small. That's the end of it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The gameplay is actually very simple. It is the magnetic force that pushes up 3 stages and pushes down 2 sections. There are 5 paragraphs in total. The structure is exactly the same as last year's steam drum. Only one side uses a magnet. And on the other side is the combination of Bach balls. It makes the sense of push less stiff. Instead, it has some soft feeling. In addition, there can be an infinite magnetic push row. The rustling sound in the middle. If you like the stronger feel of Zuni, choose purple pear or ebony. If you like something lighter to the touch, choose spade wood or yellow pear. Although there is no fiber structure at the end, it can be extracted directly. But don't worry about disintegration because the formation at the end is very long. It is not easy to disintegrate, and it is very comfortable to hold. If you add a knife pendant, it will not be unstable and it will not be difficult to push. I don't know such a simple structure, but a wonderful idea. What do you think? If you are interested, you can pay attention to it. Headcock. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for you to choose a role, please also pay attention to one piece in a row. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. As we all know, Zero EDC has a wide variety of push liners. The ultra-thin and simple liner launched this time. I have already got the new product this time first. What surprises will it bring to players? Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who come out. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Wood. First of all, let's talk about the shell that comes with the liner this time, although it is made of PC material, but the texture is really good. Pink and tender, especially suitable for a macho man like me. This random blind box contains blue, pink and hidden 2 pure transparent shell. The inside of the shell is engraved with the word 01 EDC and the words March 2026. The inner liner and shell are fully equipped and unboxed. Play the push and open card. You can see the ultra-thin liner of Teflon plus stainless steel inside. And limited numbers except for steel liners. This time, a limited edition of 300 high alloy liners was launched. The height of the steel jacket is 24.3 and 22.6 grams respectively. That's the end of the story. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay and push the scene into asymmetrical dense paragraphs. Push up 10 paragraphs and push down 6 paragraphs, for a total of 16 paragraphs. Smooth promotion and moderate damping feedback is obvious. Sounding is already the basic operation of 01. In addition, what other upgrades are there? The first is that this time, the ultra-thin structure of 8.5 mm is lighter and thinner. It's not tiring to play, and it's perfect for EDC to take out. When I go out every day, I feel like I have a helmet. But the most noteworthy thing is the quick release structure of the Sandway magnet. It can be disassembled and assembled with just one click, making it easier to debug the DIY feel. The structure is streamlined, and it is also very friendly to novices. And all nail compatible. Standard configuration is dense track, but it supports the replacement of the carrying rail to DIY your own thin and light experience. The release time is 5 p.m. on April 3rd. Players who like it should not miss it. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video helps you make a mistake in your purchase, please also pay attention to it with one click. It is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. A linkage tuning fork gyroscope that is both linkage and has a tuning fork. A new product from my brother-in-law EDC, named 4-leaf structure. Not afraid of death. Rolling double circle linkage. Inspiring fingertip magic, wonderful tuning forks. 2 emotional voices. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat love. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu. Giro's appearance is a disc shape, although it is round, but the details of the guide corners are angular everywhere. A kind of soft and rigid cyber mecha style. The version in my hand is titanium alloy. The lock is concave, which enhances the grip experience of the inner ring. Yang Jilin has 4 external indifferences, hole positions. The outermost ring is 4 Euro blades. The chamfered facets are richly embellished, and the simplicity is not simple. The front and back sides have different shapes. For blades can be seen on the back, connected to each other. Asymmetrical design brings. There are multiple visual enjoyments, and the structure of the blade integration is stable and not afraid of death and rolling. You can also feel different sound performances. That's the end of it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Let's talk about performance first. After precise counterweights, it achieves the stability of rotation and rolls back and forth, and can still maintain the rotational speed. Besides, the linkage structure is not 2 circles inside and outside. Instead, the 4 silicon nitride beads built in after the upper and lower layers fluctuate will rub against the inner ring. Make its linkage friction quite accurate. After stopping the outer ring of B, the outer ring can still be linked. The linkage is sensitive enough and lasts for a long time. B stops the inner ring and then releases it. The same goes for the inner circle. The linkage is sensitive and long-lasting. Then talk about tuning forks, forcing the outer circle. At this point, the beads begin to hit the tuning fork of the inner ring, making a crisp and melodious sound. The B-stop inner ring pitch difference and the main resonance produce a short and low blunt sound. If you operate it the other way around, the sound is a little louder than the front. Performance, linkage, and pitch difference triple performance are all good, and there is also room for DIY by default factory configuration. It is the sound of the impact of the ceramic beads being clearer. If you replace the steel balls in the accessory bag, the sound will be calmer and more solid. Finally, it is worth mentioning that this internal structure linkage. The structure of the gyroscope is complex, and the preparation feel is often cumbersome. And this modular internal structure is really eye-catching. After unscrewing the upper pair of locks, the entire in part can be directly picked up and the beads can be changed directly. There is no need to screw the bearing lock at all, and the whole process is operated by hand. No tools required, only 2 steps are required, and the process is very simple. I don't know how to play such a styling and appearance. The linkage giant insertion top, which is reproduced by both of them, is it your dish? Okay, then the above is all the content of the fan period video. Thank you for watching. If the video is interlaced to your thoughts, please subscribe to Sanlian Plus Attention, it is very important. Amu, see you next time. Another wireless bit that subverts cognition. Push the cards with up to 56 magnet bits, is that correct? New bonfire-powered sounds from ISEC. It's like a pine branch burning in a bonfire. The sound of jumping is very clever. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat love. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am a wooden pusher, and the material is the purple light altar. Ebony Chinese correct name. It is called the East African black and yellow altar. It is quite difficult to make unlimited positions of wood. Anyway, I tried it and it's not easy to do. The appearance of the bonfire is round like a Jilin arm. The front is densely carved in the shape of a honeycomb. It's like a magnet inside, matched with wooden materials. The material is very much like a cultural toy, not EDC fully sealed from the factory. There is no way to disassemble the structure or adjust the configuration. But don't worry, the feel is very good. I believe no one wants to pick, that's the end of the appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The magnet layout is asymmetrical in the magnet layout. It is very rare in the infinite field position. The lower row has a total of 13 magnets, each with 2 rings. Each circle is a hexagon, plus the one in the middle for a total of 13. In the process of pushing without magnet glue, the magnet will bounce up and down in the magnet groove, creating a classic rustling sound. However, due to the dense magnets, so it can produce a sound like a pine branch burning and beating in a campfire. The upper excretion is even more exaggerated. There are 43 magnets. I can't tell what the layout is, But you can imagine such a small area, crammed with 43 magnets. That magnet must be very small. At the same time, it also brings dense vibration feedback. A person sits quietly, enjoying the slight tremors and the sound of the bonfire, can always make people quiet instantly. It is a veritable decompression artifact. By the way, I also introduced several similar tricks, but not fancy gameplay. For example, the rolling of the slippery edge as well as the left and right swing. There is also a stepped spin movement similar to the infinite fancy. You can also do some throwing. In addition, there is another product in the YCDC series that uses custom ring magnets. The magnetic force is relatively strong. You can rotate and play, but when you take it back, be careful not to add it. The two products can be combined as a cloth guy dragon ornament, which is also very good. Every time I shoot a video of an EDC toy, the most important thing is to pick up the sound. Be able to record the details of the sound is essential to the viewing experience. My usual equipment is this Mic 2 one-color microphone from Shishing, equipped with an audiophile-grade AI noise-canceling DSP chip, built-in 32-bit floating-point operation. For the PSNE noise reduction algorithm model is emphasized to make the noise reduction level better. It doesn't explode and the sound doesn't explode. If you also often take pictures of toys or outdoor travel, then don't miss this miracle. Interested friends can click to set up a blue chain to buy my KPIs. It's up to you. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video here is the end of the country, please also join the following with one click. This is very important to me. See you next time. A 2-leaf fidget spinning top with a unique shape and exquisite workmanship. The new Skyline from Plaything Legy is multi-angular. The multifaceted refined CNC delivers an unparalleled light-like effect. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the exterior of the wooden Skyline. As the name suggests, it is very fine and has a unique beauty and modernity. In fact, the most feared thing about making EDC toys is to make them thin and thin, because it is too easy to deform. The scrap rate is very high. The fidget spinner also pays attention to stability and weight balance. And there is no tolerance so that the rotation can be achieved without jitter. This further raises the requirements for the process. The design of the large hollow out, in the interweaving of light and shadow, it presents layered visuals, and it's not full screen. From the side, 2 blades go up. There is an arc up and down, like a UFO, mysterious and charming. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the performance. The 2 models in my hands are stainless steel and alloy. The stainless steel weighs 46 grams, and the alloy is an Easter egg model weighing 39 grams. And the proportion of Easter eggs released this time is a full 25%, and the probability of winning is extremely high. The diameter of the lock is 20 millimeters. Thickness 14 millimeters. The spinning top has a rotation diameter of 58 millimeters. Not too big, not small. Just right. Although the shape is angular and angular, it does not affect the force. The multifaceted design of the hand improves the experience of exerting force. Just slight fluctuations. High-speed rotation pair, novices are also very good. Just said so many technical difficulties. It is also natural to carry death and roll. And you can see the repeated rolling. It didn't make too luo stop spinning, and the feel was stable. I don't know if this looks and has both workmanship. Did the online Skyline hit you? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video ends with your choice, help outgoing, please pay attention 3 times in a row. This is very important to me. I am Moo. See you next time. A push card that integrates a variety of gameplay, not only mechanical push. There are also magnetic push cards and even 8 balls and a warped version of the game. Schrodinger's cat from EAEDC, although it is last year's product. But this time the materials and gameplay have been updated, so let's take a look at what's going on. There is no hobby of small bells, only players who eat it. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance of the Mushua cat. Cute love aluminum alloy material. The pink and tender front is 1. The kitten's face design is interesting. The kitten's face is full of happiness. 2 hollow slots for 8 balls or magnets chamfered around the perimeter. Easy to push back, engraved with AEDC lettering. And the patterns of the kitten's head and cat's eyes. The contrasting color of pink and white adds a bit of texture. There is a loose rope at the end, a hole. You can follow up on tying loose rope knives to DIY. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Although the push card is just a direct push card, the gameplay is very rich. You can feel almost all the feel of the direct push as a mechanical pusher. Asymmetry forms 14 paragraphs pushed up and 4 paragraphs down, totaling 18 paragraphs. The high and low tones are very recognizable, and the sound is very tinky. The second is mechanical linkage. 8 balls play to open the top cover. We can put 8 balls in it. This becomes a high bass mechanical linkage of 8 balls. The feel of non-alignment formation and symmetrical formation is different. We can open the push row to change the line microcolumn to adjust. Here, by the way, about the internal structure. Magnetic fixation. No need to unscrew and pull it out. We can see the spring, bead groove and line microcolumn. Place the line microcolumn in the middle. The formation can be changed to symmetry. Of course, you can also get a paragraph by adjusting the position of the bead spring. 3 modes of dense high and bass. DIY attributes are very high. Let's go back to the play of 8 balls. Can be played alone. It can also be linked with different mechanical paragraphs. The third is the magnetic push row. We can remove the spring beads, then put a magnet in the upper lid. At this time, the push row becomes a pure magnetic push row. The fourth is the seesaw gameplay, which is also Schrodinger's cat. The classic gameplay that already existed in the first generation. After we open the lid, put 2 small beads on both sides to achieve seesaw gameplay. The reason why the product is called Schweswan's cat is that before pushing, you don't even know what kind of configuration the other person has given you. Choosing such a variety of ways to play is really jaw-dropping. I don't know if it touches you. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If video is your choice, it's all there is to it. Please also pay attention to 1 piece in a row. This is very important to me. See you next time. The wireless bit push card is said to be very familiar, but the asymmetrical wireless bit up and down. This is the first time I have seen a new product from Feifei EDC. Ether's perfect ergonomics make people love it. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Ether's appearance. Extremely asymmetrical, but it has a coordinated design language style. The overall sense of unification is full of cyber. Every chamfer is very rounded, but the upper row of 2 push grooves is the same, the top and bottom are the same. Ergonomics for the thumb. There is a large concave surface in the middle of the lower row. For the grip of the middle and index fingers. For the design of 3 fingers. All 3 fingers have their own positions. It is extremely comfortable when exerting force, because the feel is infinite. Strong feedback is needed to enrich the feel. The magnetic force is usually stronger. This has higher requirements for the way of force. If you push hard, you will greatly reduce the fun. This kind of styling compensation, it allows you to experience a strong decompression experience while make it easier to exert force. It won't tiring your hands because it's too laborious. I played this push all afternoon and was not tired at all. And the more I push, the more I want to push. The layout of the factory magnet is 6+6. Therefore, 2 paragraphs are pushed straight up, for a total of 4 paragraphs. In addition to the perfect ergonomics for a labor-saving pushing experience. Simple fancy moves, you can also play some of them. The upper row is also designed with a very comfortable push groove for side push. And the size of the push row is small, 44 mm long, width 30 mm. As a feel, the push row is a very moderate size. The bottom plate is a flat perforated board. A very conventional base plate system that reduces the contact area. The stainless steel material with a polished finish makes the push silky smooth. Of course, the double steel bottom plate still needs to be broken in for a while. The more hair, the silkier it is. The interior is a 10-hole magnet slot, which can be changed to 8+8 and other layouts. Implement different paragraphs. The accessory package also has several models of magnets. If it feels too strong, it can also be weakened. The DIY attributes are very high. I highly recommend it myself. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful for your choice, please also pay attention to 1 piece in a row. This is very important to me. See you next time. A super mini wireless bit pusher from Yaoshua EDC's new product. The size of the creation is super small, but it has a good way to play. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Creation, and the appearance of the platoon is very round. If it is a little shorter, it will almost become a perfect circle. This time, the basic model released in the form of a blind box is made of G10 material. There are many colors, and the hidden model is made of PI material. and a mysterious big hidden ordinary model for the shape of Xiao to make it easy to hold the surface. There can be a medicine snow logo and the word creation. The PI version of the hidden model is slightly different. It is a summer concave design on both sides, and there is a non-slip CD pattern. The size is very small, close to the size of a thumb. In fact, the designer of this product is the main force of Sky Creation. The new Yuan Leg brand produced the year before last was also from his hand, and it still holds the record for the world's smallest infinite bit. This new product is slightly larger than the heart source. That's the end of it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Such a small size. The fancy gameplay is very cramped. The main thing is to feel the arrangement. In fact, his gameplay is very unique. In EDC toys, except for the duelist who just fights, there is no one like him. It belongs to an almost exclusive track. He is using the interaction of misalignments between magnets. Creates a smooth push. We can rub the upper row diagonally and in a very smooth circle. At this time, the magnet jumps up and down in the magnet groove. It forms a fine tremor like pinching a cookie, and the more you rub it, the more you rub it. When I was a child, who didn't intentionally break cookies to get a decompression experience? The advantage of this push is that you don't have to wash your hands after the coolness. It will not be mixed with parents. Although the gameplay is simple, but the feel is really unique. If you missed the SGD before, be sure not to miss this time of the creation push. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video has been staggered for internal selection, please pay attention to everything. This is very important to me. See you next time. After YYDK released the new movement in the middle of last year, at the beginning of this year, it launched a new product and new language as appear with unlimited competition. What surprises did Yao Yao come up with this time? Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who bring them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Mu Sinyu's appearance. It's very different from the previous product. If the smooth design of the heartbeat reflects the feminine beauty of women, this time the muscular lines outline the taste of a macho man. The size has also changed, and the new model is significantly smaller. Although the appearance is very fierce, male, but it is very suitable for girls with small hands to play with this. The contrast in the design is also unique. Same as the previous one. The new model also features a 4-foot-high design, obviously aimed at one knuckle of the index finger, holding the consideration. Of course, for the opposite of the two-finger joint grip consideration, there are also many competitive products in the design products. Each has its own tuning and is easy to use. Each corner has 11 small facets, and the overall sense is simple and atmospheric. But it is full of details, and the overall texture is like a gem. The middle Xiao area has 6 cutouts, filled with laser paper. The light and shadow presentation during the fancy is very brilliant, which can be regarded as a small idea in appearance. This is the use of laser paper. I tried it in my product the year before last, but then gave up. It is really a very good choice to use in hollowing. That's the end of it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Outside the orthodox wireless, there is no sense of paragraphs. The main focus is on fancy action pushing. It adopts a magnet layout with internal and external equipment. The base plate system is steel with Teflon. There are 4 bulges at the 4 corners of the steel surface. A very conventional and practical base plate system, and it is consistent with the previous product, but this time with fewer sizes. It also has a different flavor when playing. Many players in the EDC circle don't really recognize unlimited tricks. In recent years, there has been no shortage of hearing about some infinite bits without fancy. Fancy is an embarrassing evaluation. I've always wanted to find an opportunity to talk about it. In fact, this toy is a relatively new butterfly knife. When it was invented 400 years ago, it's not for playing fancy either. After more than 400 years of precipitation, there are a lot of fancy moves, so you might as well give infinite some patience. There are so many excellent brands and players who study together. I believe the future will shine. Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If video esports port roles help, please pay attention to it with one click. This is very important to me. See you next time. A mechanical push card with Zippo Tang In. New eraser from Nanyinki EDC with 3 tracks and 3 modes. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, players who hold them. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the appearance of Mu Eraser. It has the consistent aesthetic style of the Nanying flag. competition. In the appearance of the sense of knowledge, there is a classical beauty. As an old brand in the circle, there are many works in the past. The design language is very series-like. This eraser is no exception, just the width of the thumb, coupled with the contrasting color of titanium alloy black plating and stainless steel. The chamfer is well-defined and rounded. The hollow pipe groove and diagonal stripe slider are simple and not simple. The detailed exterior has just the right texture. That's the end of it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The push row is mechanically pushed and pushed in one direction, with a total of 3 tracks and 2 independent modes, plus a blending mode. Let's look at them one by one. The first is the dense track. There are 21 paragraphs in total. There are suction point erasers at both ends, which belong to the type of damping rod with a relatively strong damping rod. It is suitable for slow pushing to savor the sense of paragraph and bring. The vibration feedback stroke of the fingertips feels solid. Paragraphs are clear. The second mode is paragraph mode. It's also my favorite mode, because it transplanted the Musketeers' Zippo-Tang pronunciation passage. There are not many paragraphs, but the sound is pleasant, and the official introduction also mentions its sense of promotion. There is a mobile phone like a slider. General decompression experience. Some young friends may not have seen a slider phone. It is this thing, and many brands have released mobile phones with this structure before. It was also a decompression artifact of my parents' generation. When it's okay, I will push and play. It's exactly the same thing as today's EDC decompression toys. When I was a child, I occasionally borrowed my parents' mobile phones to play. At that time, there were no games on mobile phones, just to experience the fun of swiping. The third is a hybrid mode, where all 3 tracks are filled. Can produce beautiful sounds. Not only does it have a dense and intertwined feel, it can also reveal high and low tones under the combination of the 2 sounds. Finally, let's take a look at the internal structure. Unscrew the 4 screws on both sides of the upper cover. You can take off the top cover. If you like to play push and twist, you can also play push and twist directly in this form. We continue to unscrew the 4 screws of the fiber groove and we can see the track plate. After taking out the push and twist, we can change the mode and adjust the reception here. I don't know, after I introduced this product in an all-round way. Have you planted grass? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is helpful in your selection decision, please also pay attention to it with one click. This is very important to me. Amu, see you next time. Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day. I wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. By the way, it also brings a very suitable Valentine's Day play. EDC pushes the new products from the old iron into the studio. It has no spring beads. Instead, it is a mechanical feel that is completely made of shrapnel. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only tri-players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Moo Stiff Appearance. It looks like chocolate, including size, but it has a 3-story structure. The push is very long. Old viewers should know that I said in my video 2 years ago, I like the long push row, and this preference has not changed to this day. The push row is 5 centimeters long, 1.5 centimeters wide and 1.4 centimeters thick. The upper and lower layers of the shell are stainless steel cavities, and the black patch part is alloy. The material in the middle is an artificial Valley PIC front patch with a scene engraved with a proposal. Very romantic. This also speaks of the name of the push card. The origin of INS is the abbreviation of Initsex. In fact, it is also possible to call it IWF. The official explanation is that convey release and companionship with a straightforward attitude, unlock easy friendship with stickman-themed elements. Minimalist vision weakens social distancing. Let the fun of playing with your fingertips become a bond that brings you closer to each other. Making friends is supposed to be simple and casual. If you want to please you, just say what loudly is. Weaken social distancing and make friends simply and casually. If you are directly pressed on the street, you will be honest. After talking about the appearance, let's take a look at the gameplay. The push row is a mechanical direct push list, and the upper and lower layers are pushed with 9 paragraphs per layer. There are 18 paragraphs in total. Dense track. The feel is really not to be said. No debugging is required to play with hand skills. Each one has a manager and the boss carefully trains. Getting started is the most comfortable decompression feel. Subtle feel feedback. It makes people more and more excited, and you won't get tired of playing for a long time. The structure formed by 3 layers of length. Promote a longer-lasting sense of decompression and directly fill up. Although the structure of the pick is used, the push is silky and smooth, and the paragraphs are clear and the feedback is just right. Originally, I wanted to show you this comparison. The novel shrapnel-like internal structure, but after more than 20 minutes of study, Gubo couldn't open it. When asked, Lowley said that this structure is dead, it just can't be disassembled. Well then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video is interlaced with your effect, please ask for help to pay attention. It is very important to me. See you next time. A fidget spinner with so many ways to play that it explodes. The new Nebula from Stone Trace EDC can not only open armor, there is also feedback from force stops, and even the gameplay of Jilin B. Hurry up and see what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only players who eat love. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am the Fishin' Ring that came out before Musherhen EDC, and I like it very much. At that time, I missed the new product that I didn't shoot this time. I got it as soon as possible. The appearance of the drag is very technological. Both the blades and the lock have a hollow design. The design language of the Jiran coin part of the middle circle is very unified. Coordinating races like an alien spaceship or an energy module, the flavor is very strong. It is also the consistent style of the brand. Because there are too many ways to play, the appearance is taken away. Hurry up. Take a look at the gameplay. If we move this side, you can see the state of opening the nails, and the process of opening the nails is very smooth. It doesn't require much effort and is very friendly to novices. 3 blades open and rotate at the same time. Diameter expansion and nails. Crisp and neat. The voice is crisp. If we do the opposite, it is the locked state of the armor. No matter how strong the fluctuations are, they will not trigger the opening of armor. But if we give a downward force during the fluctuation, in fact, it can also open armor, which is a small trick to switch gameplay. If we pluck very hard and shake our wrists, so it will trigger internal feedback when stopping, and you can hear a buzzing sound, accompanied by a sense of vibration from Suma. The same goes for this side of the armor. After a vigorous push to stop, triggers internal feedback. The middle circle is the area of the Jilin arm, and the feel is half a circle dense. We can choose any one of the modes when playing with alternate feels. Do you think that's the end? It's not over yet. The high and low scales, in turn, are too perverted. Under such a complex structure, the death roll can be easily carried through. Although there is a sound, it does not affect the rotational speed. Unexpectedly, a top-shaped toy was actually made into a compound toy. And there are as many as 6 ways to play. The brains of this brand are really not ordinary. And under the premise that there are many ways to play, every feel is very online. Don't know this hexagonal warrior will be your next spinning top toy? Okay, then that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If the video helps you like and character, please pay attention to everything. This is very important to me. See you next time. Just finished yesterday. This year's Year of the Horse is the year of the red horse once in 60 years. Today I received Chima's new product Abyssal Eye. Dong CNC can see at a glance the difficulty of this perverted processing. Chima has always had relatively high requirements for craftsmanship. It can also be regarded as a brand tradition. Then let's take a look at what's going on. There are no niche hobbies, only pool players. Welcome back to Hidden EDC Toy Sharing. I am Moo. In fact, the Eye of the Abyss is the first product belonging to the Red Horse Holy Grail series. It's really beautiful. There are a total of 72 main bodies on both sides. Beveled knife corner. Each part needs to be polished by hand, to ensure a round and not scratchy hand. The curved curve of the front eye of the Abyss is required. Long machining and hand polishing. Only then can we get this visual level like ripples on the water surface when the light flows. In addition, the brass inlay parts are also made of extremely small diameters. Only 0.5 mm knives are finely carved and neat. Only then can the combination with the main body inlay achieve this tight fit. The carving of the galloping horse on the back is also three-dimensional and vivid with CNC deep engraving patterns. And it has auspicious signs. It can also be regarded as injecting a smart humanistic blessing into this precision machinery. That's it. Appearance. Let's take a look at the gameplay. The push row is a mechanical direct push ultra-dense straight track. The next 20 paragraphs have a total of 40 paragraphs, with additional end suction and intermediate homing. Each is completed independently by 2 tracks. We don't like the inhalation point. The spring beads of this track can be removed, can become a pure straight track. As you know, when the dense orbit reaches a certain level, it's almost silent, but it feels very wonderful. It is similar to frivolous silk or sari. It is also a more mainstream configuration for most brands recently. It is also worth mentioning that this anti-disintegration design, the pushcard is fixed with a bar and iron, and it is said that it is easy to disintegrate. But the Eye of the Abyss adds an original manipulator library component. If we want to open it, the horse carving side rushes up and pulls it up from the middle, and the pushcard can be disassembled. After opening, we can see that the 2.381mm precision roller is built in. The overall machining accuracy tolerance is also tight. It is controlled between 0.01 and 0.03mm. That is 1 to 3 wire push rows, almost zero shaking, and it has a hydraulic smooth pushing experience. If you are also impressed by the appearance and craftsmanship of the Holy Grail, then don't miss this product. Okay, then the above is the entire content of this video. Thank you for watching. If the video ends with your choice, it is very important to help please pay attention to a triple in a row. Amu, see you next time.